the Simperman. So what do I mean by this in regards to she wants a Simperman? Well, I find it that a lot of gals who have no in-depth experience in being with somebody more long term, a lot of them basically just want a guy that can do everything. And on top of doing everything, they want him to be everything, just like Superman. But they want this particular man to be the same way. So I find that quite odd, but that's what is taking place with a lot of these gals. She wants a guy that can do everything. You know what I'm saying? She wants a guy that, he just, in her eyes, is robust. He's resistant to a lot of things. It really sounds like the ultimate white knight, really, this idea of a Simperman being similar to Superman. See, when I talk on the essence of like Superman and stuff like that, I don't talk about it from the standpoint of his perfection. A lot of people don't understand what it took for Superman to be Superman, like what it took for Clark Kent to be Superman. A lot of people don't even know what it took for him to be even Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, this guy that we know as Clark Kent, Superman, before he was Clark Kent, he was known as Kal-El. That was his name back on planet Krypton. He got sent away from planet Krypton as that planet was destroyed. And he was the only one left in his civilization as far as known individual left. So he got deserted. He left. He was the only one of his kind that was discovered, left to be alone, probably went through a lot of atrocities as far as his identity, becoming of who he eventually became as far as Clark Kent, eventually become a Superman. He had to have a supportive family. Someone says, why is Superman important to you? Well, because of how he became who he is versus what people see him as, you know what I'm saying? Like, but see, for a lot of the feminine, uh, they want a guy that embodies this idea of Superman. Now, a real woman versus a typical female, she knows that a man, the way he is made, is based on just how he forges himself, how he develops himself. A lot of gals that are on a lower vibration want a man that's already developed per se. You know, they even say it. I want a man that's developed. Well, they don't understand like manhood is actually development. So actually, the man that you want to be around is a man that's always developing, always evolving. Kind of like for those who watch Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan, that type of stuff. But for a lot of people just on who don't watch that type of stuff, basically you want a man that's always growing, always getting stronger, always getting wiser. You know what I'm saying? Not a man that you feel is, yeah, I'm a man. No, that's no. You don't want that. You want him to always get stronger, ladies. You want him to always get wiser. You want him to always just be better, be kinder, right? But see, I'm gonna just say this: some girls don't want guys that are still going through things, even though they don't understand this is his time of development. You know, like the guy that's chiseled, got his muscles out, all that. Like what it took for him to get to that point of being in shape, losing that weight, through all the blood, sweat, and tears that he had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these girls want the finished product. They don't really see that the man is actually working on the product on a regular basis. Like a real gentleman is always working on perfecting his armor. He's always at war every day. He's always going through stuff in life, but he finds peace in between that. Some gals like, well, you're probably not ready for a relationship because you're still going through stuff. Like, oh no, that's actually part of manhood. Manhood's all about enduring things. Like, but through that he finds peace. If you get around a guy that just always has good things going on for him, and there's not this sense of him actually forging himself, if you will, as far as just actually just getting to a certain place in life, you might want to watch out. I'm not saying that a guy should always have issues. What I'm saying is he is overcoming things. You see that. And so for an ideal gal, for a guy, you're just being supportive, So at the time, what Clark Kent had Lois Lane, like she didn't see him as and that's another thing too. So because some people can argue, well, they made Clark Kent into a simp sort of with Lois Lane because of sometimes he had to save her. Now we got this whole movement and it's been going on since the 90s. This idea of Captain Saver. You know what? I just say Captain Saver. But is the captain supposed to save her? A lot of girls want a guy that has all these superpowers, can do all these things. They might not call the guy a Superman, they'll call him a handyman. They want like a ready man instead of a man that's ready, instead of a man that's just getting to where he has to be. They want a man that they feel has already gotten there. He's already overcoming things. Like this idea of this man is someone that's accomplished, basically, instead of a man that's accomplishing. In this day and age, a man's suffering means nothing. A lot of gals will lack even more empathy. Only a few of gals out here will really understand what men go through. A lot of gals don't look at like, okay, part of manhood is him actually going through things like, like as far as him getting to the next place in life, and he just needs someone that's supportive, aka a help me, aka the definition of what a real wife is. you know uh so a lot of gals will lack more empathy in the future. I mean, I'm starting to see this on a regular now. So it's like, my thing is, it's unfortunate because that lack of empathy is real. It really is. Because, he has to be all powerful Superman, Simperman, he has to be able to do anything and everything for her. He has to be anywhere and everywhere for her, like that's what they like. Someone said, let me get back to the chat. Someone said, coming to terms with mistakes in the past and the future is still possible. To do great is important. It takes years to understand and not give up. Exactly. That's a good comment. I appreciate that. So that's one aspect of manhood that, for a woman that knows what it takes, like especially if she has a boy, like she understands that what she's seen her father go through, she understands that what she sees her brother goes through, her male cousins, if you will, uncles, like she understands that. So gals that haven't really been around man to understand that aspect of man, they won't understand that. They'll just see it as, well, you're just going through too much, and your life is not superb nor ideal. But I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Thanks a million for stopping by. Catch y'all on the next one. I'm finna get rolling. Bus drivers are winning.